again, my dear students. Welcome back to our history class. Today we are going to learn about the Second World War in Manipur and the post-war political development. We will discuss the brief history of Manipur and the administration of Manipur under the British. So stay tuned. Brief history. The Kingdom of Manipur was an ancient independent kingdom in northeast India. From 1824, it was in a subsidiary alliance with British India, making it what was considered a princely state. When we look into the history of Manipur, we find that Manipur was a battlefield during the First Anglo-Burmese War, 1824-26, popularly known as the 7 Years' Devastation in Manipur. The war led to the liberation of Manipur from the Burmese rule. Again, in the Anglo-Manipur War of 1891, the British forces invaded Manipur from three sides: Kohima, Silchar, and Tamu. The major battles were fought in southeast Manipur Valley, Thoubal, Kakching, and Hongzom. In the First World War, 1914-1919, Manipur participated on the side of the United Kingdom. Sir Churachan Singh, the Maharaja of Manipur, enthusiastically gave a fighter plane, a double company of Manipuri soldiers, and a labor corps of 2,000 tribals for service in France. In the last year of the war, the Kukis revolted but were suppressed after 2 years of military operations. The Kuki Rebellion 1917-1919 and the Kuki punitive measures were recognized as a part of the First World War. The contemporary war was interrelated. The war in Europe and elsewhere had effect on an isolated state like Manipur. During the Second World War, 1939-1945, Manipur also became one of the main theaters of the war in Southeast Asia. During this time, Manipur was a great battlefield. The Japanese forces, in alliance with the Indian National Army (INA) of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, invaded Manipur and the Naga Hills for the ultimate liberation of India from the British colonial rule. Understanding the crucial strategic position of Manipur, the British forces and the Allies were equally determined to check the advance of the Japanese forces in the hills and valleys of Manipur. Administration. At that time, Manipur was a native state under the British Indian paramountcy. The Maharaja of Manipur and the state Darbar administered the valley areas of the state, while the hills and the hill tribes were administered by the British political agent with the help of the president of the Manipur State Darbar. In early 1940s, nobody, even the British political agent Christopher Grimson, could hardly imagine or anticipate that Manipur and its sleepy capital of Imphal would be a great battlefield of the World War. But the ailing Maharaja, Churachan Singh, who had the experience of war efforts of the last Great War, took up measures for collection of funds for the war. With this, let us conclude our class for today. We learned about the Second World War in Manipur, as well as the brief history of Manipur and the administration of Manipur under the British. Thank you.